Okay. Hello, everyone. I am just so excited that you could be here tonight with us and kind of spend some time on yourself because that's important. I truly believe that you're here for a reason. So I can't wait for you to hear a little bit about me. So, for years, I've kind of struggled with chronic headaches and migraines. They started in college, they got worse with pregnancies. Um, and after my second pregnancy, I actually did have an MRI completed because I was so worried about my headaches and my migraines. And luckily, everything checked out, but that still didn't give me any answers, and I was feeling hopeless. My husband would take the kids outside, and I would be stuck inside, just in a dark room because my migraines would be so bad. And as a mom, that breaks your heart because you want to be there and you want to be present with them. And so one day I saw a friend post on Facebook about how much better she was feeling. And I honestly was like, I literally have nothing to lose. I have everything to gain. So I reached out and I'm so thankful I did. Because fast forward to almost a year of being activated, and I'm in my third pregnancy now. And I haven't had a single migraine or a headache throughout this whole entire time. And I used to be a Tylenol popper and a pop drinker to clear my headaches. And so I really think activation has a huge part in that. So this time around, I'm feeling even better and I'm headache free. And it's activation has really given me my health and just my presence back. And that's what I'm so grateful for. But at first, I didn't realize like what the possibilities were here, and I thought it was all about my headaches. But once I started feeling better, I shared with a few more people, and they were feeling better, and their lives began to change. So that opened my eyes. Um, and it wasn't just about me. It was about the what I was offering to others, the solution for families, helping people live like a better, healthier life. So for me, activation didn't just bring better health, it brought a community that I didn't realize I needed. It brought friendships, encouragement, a new sense of purpose. And becoming a consultant also has helped me like financially. It's taken some pressure off of some of those nasty bills. I've been able to say yes to even a few little things like going to a pumpkin patch here in a couple weeks and not having to feel like I'm counting the dollars or counting, you know, the money it's going to take me to get there. And so it was just, I don't have to worry about that. And so it gave me a sense of freedom, and that is such a gift. So I'm really excited to keep going and sharing. So that's kind of what I am passionate about. And so I'm truly grateful that you're here tonight. So, as you're listening to the rest of the call, I just want you to think about your health. I encourage you to think bigger. There's so much more beyond just your health. There's community, there's purpose, there's freedom, there's making an impact. So, we're serving a world in a really big way right now, and I'm thankful to be part of it, and I'm thankful that you're listening tonight. So, with that being said, Jamie, my dear friend, you have been an incredible human to me and a mentor and a friend, and you've been helping people for probably 9 years or more now. So I can't wait to hear more from you.
This makes my heart so happy, you guys, just to see the transformation that happens with people so far beyond health. I know that many of you might be listening to this, don't really have an idea of what we're talking about here, but I hope when you walk away after we're done in 3 hours, no, just kidding. I could talk to you for 3 hours about this, but I won't. I get very passionate. Let me just quickly introduce myself. Alyssa already said I'm Jamie. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a mom to 4 kids. I'm a high school basketball coach. That's actually how I met Alyssa. Was I coached her in high school, but my professional career is I worked as an exercise specialist in cardiac and pulmonary rehab. So long story short, that's when I learned about this. I took care of a patient who had undergone open heart surgery, had a phenomenal recovery. And when I dug in to ask him more, I was so impressed because his doctors reached out to him to share this information. And that's truly why he bounced back the way that he did. And when he told me his doctors reached out and said, we believe the future of medicine just walked through the door and you're going to want to take a look. I'm so thankful for that butterfly effect because what he didn't know is I was craving something that could help my dad. My dad has struggled with heart disease since the age of 40. I'm 42, just to put that in perspective. And I'm thankful I still have him at 73, hugely due to the introduction of these products. So I become passionate about this because it's something that's transformed my life in multiple ways, but I never take it lightly what I have a responsibility to share in this opportunity. So just like Alyssa said, a lot of people come here because they need a solution. And it's so much more when you get to hear the whole story. So thank you for taking your time tonight. You're not here to learn about me, you're here to learn about incredible products and hear the whole story. But what we are here to cover tonight is why your body needs activation, what makes activation stand out, how activation creates more freedom and choices, like Alyssa said, and the easy steps to begin. So just so you know what you're in for tonight, I'm going to take you through some really great information. But first, I want to just tell you who we are. Lifevantage is the activation company. If you have not heard of us, it's still a pretty big secret. So we're trying to use our voices and we're trying to share our stories because more people deserve to know. I am super grateful that 9 years ago this fell into my lap. I believe that there are God nudges and there's a reason why things come to you, but you cannot have blinders on when it comes to opportunity. So Lifevantage is paving a way and changing a lot of lives, and I'm incredibly grateful to be part of it. But I want to show you this. Right here is really what sets the tone for the kind of company we are. We have incredible leadership with our CEO Steve Fife and the incredible corporate team. They come with so much knowledge. But being a publicly traded company in this space is incredibly unique. So having that financial transparency, if you pay attention to the NASDAQ, if you pay attention to Times Square, we have been featured a lot recently because big things are happening within our company. So to see our name, our company's name in New York City is a pretty big platform around the globe. So it's a matter of time until more people have Lifevantage as a household name, and we are in multiple countries. So this is exciting, really to be the pioneers of this. We're still a baby company, but you can see here being featured in publications like Newsweek, that's a global platform. We were recently featured in the lifestyle sciences because of the innovation that we bring. We are leading a health technology that no one else has. Patented, science backed. It's incredible. But also on the flip side, not only are our products innovative, our company is being featured by Forbes. You guys, this is a perfect alignment for a lot of families to make a decision in the direction that their life can go. This is just another vehicle to get you there to where you want to be. But when it comes to activation and that word, I want you to make it simple. And we like to use the tag, take it to make it. And I'm going to explain this more, but truly it's about taking Lifevantage products, using these incredible products to help your body make what it needs. You are going to help empower your body to create better health. And we're going to dive way more into that. But let's be honest, why are we having this conversation? And it's because people are feeling it. And maybe it's you, maybe it's somebody that you know, somebody close to you, but you're always tired, even after a good night's sleep, like craving a pick-me-up because you just don't have the energy. Maybe you're taking pharmaceuticals already for any kind of reason, is signaling some breakdown. Maybe you feel inflamed or puffy or just off. There's a lot of times that people say, I went to the doctor and all my things, they say they're okay. Okay doesn't mean good, doesn't mean like I'm optimal. We want to go for optimal, not average or okay. So when you're not feeling your best, there's something going on. Maybe the brain fog. I know having 4 kids and when I was working full time and just being busy trying to juggle life, it hits during the day and you just feel like you can't focus. You're a little bit cloudy, maybe forgetful. Anybody there? You crave junk food and you just don't feel like you have the willpower, right? There's all these things. This is what people are feeling, but sometimes it's so frustrating because nothing seems to be working. Well, guess what? Your body is not broken. It's just overwhelmed. The thing that's happening is our world, unfortunately, our environment is more toxic than it's ever been, but we also are more stressed than we've ever been. We live in a fast-paced world, and it's just triggering a lot of things biochemically inside of our body that's creating a disturbance, creating what we call oxidative stress. But this is where we enter activation. You can see this beautiful lineup of products, and I'm only going to cover a few of them just for time's sake, but I want you to understand the term oxidative stress. And I think it's important to set the tone here. You have all seen an apple that looks like this. When you cut it open, lay it out for a while, what begins to happen to an apple? It starts to oxidize, it starts to brown. That is simply what is happening inside of our body. In your cells are slowly rusting, and that's oxidation. And that's something that's unavoidable, truly. By breathing, by eating, by exercising, by existing, we have oxidation. It's just a natural metabolic process that happens. But when we have other environmental stressors that come in our body, it can make it worse. It can speed it up. And here's what I want you to understand about oxidative stress. It's basically the breakdown of your cells, because we have things that are called free radicals, and they beat up on your cells. And when your cell is damaged, it can't fight and function like it was designed to do. Now sets in aging. Now sets in the possibility of disease processes. So what I saw 9 years ago when I began to learn more about what oxidative stress was, I was looking at this wheelhouse. And what I want you to understand is every single system in your body is impacted by oxidative stress. You can go to Google Scholar, you can go to pubmed.gov, you can look this up by yourself and look up oxidative stress and whatever you want to know. It is the root to why we age, and it's the root to why disease begins, because of cellular breakdown. I live in an agriculture environment around here in the Midwest, so people understand, like, if you don't have good soil, you can't yield good crops. Think about your body in the same way. If you don't have good healthy cells, you cannot not perform well. You cannot have optimal health. So it all begins at the health of our cells. And that's why I love so much the story of Lifevantage. We get to the root cause of cellular health. So I want you to understand that oxidative stress is cellular breakdown. It impacts every system in the body, and it would be hugely important to lower that in the body. And this is where our story began. Protandim Nrf2 is our flagship product, and this is a powerful, powerful product, and it is foundational regardless of age, regardless of health status. Everyone needs this. Here's the story. When we talk about activation, take it to make it. Take Protandim Nrf2 to help your body make antioxidants. That is not a term that people are unfamiliar with. Maybe they don't understand what antioxidants do, so let me explain. Antioxidants' role is to neutralize free radicals, the things that bang up your cells and beat your cells up. So unfortunately, supplementing them through nutrition or just through supplements is not enough to combat the damage that we're up against on the daily. What we have, our bodies are beautifully designed. They are complex, but they are really smart. What they've discovered is in a pathway in our body called the NRF2 pathway. That is your antioxidant defense system. That's basically what's protecting your longevity and your health. This product is a blend of 5 natural ingredients that have a synergy, meaning they work better together, patented multiple times over, and backed by a lot of science that shows this activates or turns on that pathway to now help your body make your own antioxidant enzymes. It's a massive difference. So I'm going to help you understand that. So learn this. Oxidative stress leads to aging and disease. We covered that in the last slide. Antioxidants fight oxidative stress. But when you activate your body's ability to make these enzymes, your enzymes are 1,000,000 times more powerful than direct antioxidants like nutritionally. And now in the world, like, I know there is a lot of heightened awareness of this term glutathione. More people are aware of this term and understanding it is a master regulator inside your body. It's a master antioxidant. And it's important to keep those levels up, because when you have a depleted level of glutathione, your body is in danger, right? It's so important to our overall health. But Protandim Nrf2 is also proven to increase glutathione production by 300% naturally. That's why it's like, you guys, mic drop. This product is unbelievable. And this did not just come out, not just getting on trend with the movement of more natural wellness. That was a product that has been in the works in formulation for 40 years. That's incredible. They were so far ahead of the game. But this was powerful to me, because a lot of people understand taking supplements, taking vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin C, these kinds of things, and eating good. We should still do that, eat well. But it's a massive difference in direct antioxidants versus activation. When you look at this graph here with the images, it would take you 400 oranges a day, 500 cups of broccoli a day, 110 cups of blueberries a day, or 120 vitamin C tablets to equate to the amount of antioxidant load that one pill of Protandim Nrf2 can do inside of your body. It is apples to oranges, supplementation to activation. Activation is just far superior. What I want you to see in this Protandim graph is Back in 2005, ABC investigative reporting did a did a case study on this product. Of course, in those ABC investigative reports, they want to debunk what's going on. That did not happen. That set sail to what this product was capable of. So in that investigative report, they showed this graph. Oxidative stress, cellular inflammation, is on that vertical line. Age is across the bottom. This just makes sense. The red bar is going up. As we get older, levels of oxidative stress begin to climb. That's why we start to see the visible signs of aging, and that's probably why we start to feel it in the aches and pains, the poor sleep, the fogginess in our brain, but even disease processes. That makes sense. But with Protandim, when you activate that pathway, you are arming your body. And look at this. From the 20-year-old to the 80-year-old, they saw the same reduction in oxidative stress, regardless of age. That was incredible. We all have this pathway, and when you can power up your body's natural ability to do what it was designed to do, it can do incredible things for your health. And being in the healthcare field, Alyssa is as well. That's something that drew me in right here is you don't have to trust my word for it. PubMed.gov is the National Library of Medicine where peer-reviewed published research is housed. It's very difficult to get research done here. And this was independently studied. This was not funded by Lifevantage or the formulators of Protandim. The fact that there's this much science proving what this product can do by all of these institutions, specifically one that drew me in was Ohio State. Being in cardiac rehab, that was a study on bypass and stents. That's what I wanted to be informed about. What can this do for heart health? Then there was LSU, and then Washington State University says the discovery of NRF2, the pathway in our body, is the biggest preventative and therapeutic breakthrough in the history of health. You guys, that's unlocking our own potential. That's unlocking our biological code. Our bodies are incredible. And now we're discovering how we can turn them on naturally. That's why we're trying to be ahead of the game. But you guys, that set the tone for what Lifevantage is with Protandim NRF2. And our story continues to get better. They take that activation technology and find other areas of health that we can help support. And 3.5 years ago, this product was born with True Science Liquid Collagen. I want to tell you right now, a lot of people think about collagen as a vanity product because it's often promoted as beauty, hair, skin, nails. And while that's great, people need to understand that collagen is one of the most abundant proteins in your body. It's what gives you structure. When you think about your eyes, your brain, your heart, your bones, your muscles, your tendons, everything, your vascular lining, your gut lining, it all requires collagen. And unfortunately, in our 20s into our 30s, we're losing 1% of collagen every single year. That's why we see it. That's why we feel it. We have achy joints. We maybe have some cognition problems. Our skin starts to look like it. This is why it's different. Enter True Science Liquid Collagen. This has the activation piece. It is responsible for turning up the genes inside your body that produce its own collagen. And while that's great, it even slows down the gene that's responsible for degrading collagen. So you're getting an increase by 100% in collagen density in just 8 weeks. So look at this graph. This is what I love. There's facts behind it. Week 0, you can see there's a lot of black, not a lot of yellow in there. That's collagen density lost. Translate that to what that looks like on your skin. That could be cellulite. That could be like fine lines and wrinkles. I think vascular. That could be micro tears in your vascular lining. Look at week 8. Look at all of that coming back to life. That's bringing collagen density back. That's a lot of healing that's happening, and that's incredible. And that's why you see this. It's just different with activation. You can see these before and afters, and let me remind you, in those after pictures, they're actually older. That's the power. You can turn back the clock deep inside your cells, and when you can do that deep inside your cells, it shows itself to the outside. But even better, when you think it can't even get better, it does. Because when you stack one activator with another, it's not just 1 + 1. It's an amplification, an absolute amplification of benefits. And I love that they study these together. Also patented. What they showed is Protandim NRF2 reduces oxidative stress, very important, by 40% in 30 days, while also increasing glutathione 300%. Pretty cool. Then you have liquid collagen that I just showed you what that can do, healing all those tissues. But when you put them together, they actually discovered that it helped to naturally balance your body's stress response. Okay, our body wants to thrive in a state of balance, but when we are living in a chaotic world and we are living in fight or flight, your body starts to inappropriately respond to stressors. And that can turn into a lot of health concerns. So if you guys understand stress response, having it balanced is incredibly important to your overall health. Again, more pictures. A lot of these are my friends right here in just a short amount of time. If this is happening on the outside, what's happening on the inside? You cannot see visible results like that if the inside is not healthy. Again, healthy soil, healthy cells. And then one of my favorite products, I have it right here, Axio. If you understand the power of protein of 2, that is the technology that was put into this product that was designed specifically to nourish the brain. We know that there's a lot of people that struggle with focus, concentration, maybe mood stability. That's enter Axio. We have oxidative stress in our brain, which allows some barricades, like the messenger signals are not firing or collecting the way that they should. Axio helps to create more neurotransmitters so your brain can learn, your brain can retain, and your brain can be healthy. This was an example of a 9-year-old nephew of one of my friends, Dr. Brett, and you can see just 2 weeks after activation, just more organized. The fact that he was able to take in information, his brain was calm. That's incredible, you guys. When you can activate your body, good things can happen throughout. But the story continues to get better because we can activate and support so many more pieces of our overall wellness. Those were just some of the hero players that I wanted to talk in depth so you understand the value and truly why these products are different. But foundationally, everyone needs to begin with protein emitter 2. And we have more when it comes to cellular health, more pathways we can activate. NRF1 is responsible for mitochondrial health. So mitochondria, if you have listened to any books by Casey Means and you have heard the book Good Energy, everything she talks about centers upon mitochondrial health. Our mitochondria are so critically important to our overall well-being. That's what NRF1 helps to do. Helps produce healthy functioning mitochondria. And then NAD. NAD is another buzzword in the health space, and we have had this one for a while, an NAD activator. Now we can activate GLP-1. Most people are familiar with GLP-1. You've heard this before, but our mind-body system is incredibly different. It's unique, it's safe, and it's natural. GLP-1 is a hormone in our body. It's responsible for weight. It's responsible for signaling to the brain. So when we talked about maybe you have to quiet the food noise, you're always thinking about food, feeling snacky, this could be a tool to help you. Again, it's not the magic fix. None of these am I claiming are the magic fix, but they are the tool to help your body unlock its potential. I mean, look at results like this. I love this. After 60 days of helping her get the inflammation out of her body and help boosting that GLP-1 production, you're unlocking health. That's incredible, is helping people be able to do that. We have things to support gut health, essential nutrients. If you are looking for a really solid multivitamin system or a really healthy omega, daily wellness to help support immune strength. That's what my kids have in every smoothie. They've been drinking it out of their sippy cups since they were 2 years old when this came out, just a way to arm their health. We have activated hair care. You've never heard of this before. NRF2 activation for your hair and your skin. I am someone that has struggled with my skin my entire life, someone who used Accutane. My brothers used Accutane 2 rounds. If I would have known then what I know now, I would have never done that. So bad for my body, but I tried everything, every prescription, every over-the-counter thing, everything from a department store. This is the only thing that has transformed my skin. And I'm so thankful because it's clean, it's natural, and it's truly got NRF2 technology in it. And then dogs, you guys. This is something that people use for their dogs. It's also something people use for their horses. So just keep that in mind. But I want you to understand, because of all of that, because you can see the value that this creates and the solutions that this provides for people in their health, you can choose to activate even more when you think about Lifevantage and what it has to offer. Because let's be honest, I want to bring this to your attention. Did you know when you look up what are the most common pain points for people? It's stress and anxiety, like feeling overwhelmed with everything about life, poor health, and low energy. Even the younger, like young moms, young dads that don't have the energy to keep up with their kids, financial strain. That's a big one. You just heard Alyssa talk about how she didn't even know this could be a pivotal point for her to create an income, but financial strain and feeling strapped, lack of flexibility. I work all the time and I don't have any time with my family or time to do the things that I love to do. Maybe feeling unfulfilled. A lot of people just don't enjoy what they do. They're missing that passion, missing that spark. Loneliness or disconnection, don't have a support system. Getting older, the concerns of aging and declining health, or even just looking older, and the work-life imbalance. People just feel burnt out. When you look at this, these are common pain points of people all around us. And what I love is that this conversation can be that answer for somebody. It can be that solution to help them through all of these pain points. So how do we do that? It's just sharing your voice. Like Alyssa said in her own story, she was looking for help. She found something that was truly working. Pay it forward. Tell another friend that's struggling. It's using your voice to share the story of what activation can do. Because let's face it, we have a lot of friends in our circle. We have family in our circle that want to feel better. They want to lose weight. They don't want to be stressed out anymore. They want to build an income. Guess what? You can have that all. That's why people need to know the whole story. So what does it look like? Here at Lifevantage, you can build an incredible business however you want to build. So I'm just going to break it down real quickly for you. When you think about those products I just shared with you, the power of what they're capable of doing, if you shared that with 7 friends, 7 people that you love and care about, that would equate to making over $200 a month, which I guarantee would start to chip away at the products you want to take. But what about over the course of time and you had a circle of 25 friends? I know we all have those because if you look at your Facebook, you probably have at least 1,000 friends. 25 friends ordering product that are going to help them, that's $1,200 a month. I don't know about you, but to me, that is a win-win. I'm helping people I care about, but I'm helping my family. And I can feel really good about that because what I do is important. I care about my friends. That's why I share. But if you're curious what this looks like, and I can talk more about this in another setting, but just understand, as you bring customers into your organization, you're helping them feel better. But as you start to build that volume, you can earn up to 40% commissions. That's incredible. That's incredible. And we have a very, very high retention rate because the products do what they say they're going to do. I have people from 9 years ago when I started that are taking product to this day. So when you talk about creating a passive income, that's pretty incredible that we have the opportunity to do that, right? But what if one more person sees it the way you see it and says, I want all those things. I want to set myself up. You and a friend, that could be $20,000 a year with this example of each of you finding 25 friends over the course of the year. I don't know about you, but if I went into my job and asked for a $20,000 a year raise, I guarantee that door would shut right in my face. So how can we help families? How can we help families discover more without finding another job to take them away even more, right? That's the way we need to think about this. But as I told you before, being publicly traded is incredibly important. The financials are clearly transparent and you can see at these foundational ranks. Senior Consultant 1, which is our first foundational rank, we get a lot of people there. That's on average $300 a month, $316 extra dollars in your bank account. Does that pay for gas, groceries, phone bill, product, whatever that might be? Managing Consultant 1 is the next foundational rank. We get a lot of people there. $1,700 a month on average. That starts to be a pretty big chunk into a family that can make a lot more choices, whether that's paying down debt, paying for a car, putting that away for college. And then executive consultants. I have achieved the executive ranks, making $14,000 a month, you guys. Being a small town girl that grew up in a town of 800, being able to have an opportunity to help a lot of people and earn an income that brought me home to my family. I don't know how else I could have done that. That's why I share, because it could be someone else's choice too, whatever you want that to be for yourself. So what does it look like to get started? Simply becoming a product of the product and choosing a pack that fits your needs. There's more packs than just this, but there are like 7 different packs you can choose from, but these are the most common ones. So it's just choosing the pack that fits your needs and getting started. But if the business side of activation isn't for you yet, I hope that the products are. I hope that you see the value in investing in yourself. You've probably seen this before if you're on social media at all, and I couldn't agree more with it. The heart attack at 50 began with the decisions we made at 20, right? Our health that's happening in our older years is a accumulation of all of the decisions or lack of decisions we made in our younger years. So when I was introduced to this at 32 years old, it was a step in prevention. It was a step in being proactive in my health, because the whole point is living a long, healthy, active life where you have vitality. And that's exactly what these products help you do. So there's a lot of different ways to get started. There's a lot of different stacks. These are some of my absolute favorites, the one that we talked about. But I want to chime back into this, guys. Just take a glance down that monthly average income. What could the possibilities be? What could this do for your family? There are more people feeling financially strapped now more than ever and not finding a way out. Having a home-based business provides you the opportunity to work from home, work from wherever you are, has a lot of tax benefits, but a real potential to do something special with your life. You have the opportunity at your fingertips to say yes to something that you might not know right now what that story looks like, but we have a team, we have a system in place, and we have a company that is leading the way. And big, big things are coming. So you guys, I hope that you're imagining what kind of freedoms could come by making a decision today. So I hope that you walk away understanding the value of what these products have to offer, what they could do for your family, but get back with the person that invited you to be here tonight so we can get your questions answered. Thank you, guys.